Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 23 of my Billions and Billions challenge. In today's episode, I will be setting up some infrastructure to allow me to progress in the mod Immersive Railroading, so let's get started. The first thing that I want to do is grab all this stuff so that I can make a system to automatically make coal coke and creosote oil, because creosote oil will be essential to actually making the railroad ties. So I need some treated wood planks for that, and I'm going to make all of this stuff in this very large building here. So let's go down to the basement and let's get started with that. So to make coal coke, we need some furnaces, and I actually have 5 furnaces here, and they will be set up to furnace coal into coal coke, and as a byproduct they will produce creosote oil. So let's go ahead and set that up. Along the back wall here, I actually have capacitor banks, so I do have access to power back here. Any machine I set along this back wall right here will have power. So let's go ahead and start setting up the furnaces. I have already upgraded them with the necessary upgrades, and the furnaces are going to go across like here. So the upgrades that are required, or the only upgrade that is actually required, is the pyrolytic conversion upgrade. And that is right here. And actually I'm going to have to end up turning these furnaces around a little bit. So let's go ahead and rotate these. I need them to be, let's say like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what we're going to need is, and actually this is still going to be a little bit complicated because I need an input side, I need an output side, and I need a liquid output side as well, because the creosote oil will be traveling down here into this black hole tank, which can hold a lot of buckets worth of material. I think it's something like 2 million buckets worth, if my quick math is any indication or has any validity. So we're going to do input and output to the top. We're going to do liquid output to the side, and I need to go ahead and do this for all of the machines real quick. Unfortunately, I don't have a red print with me, so I'll just go ahead and do this manually. It's only 5 of them, not really a big deal. So let's go ahead and get some fluid duct, and I need 6 of these for right now. We'll probably need some more later, so let's just grab a little extra. So the creosote oil will travel over here, and over here let's do a storage. Actually, I'm probably going to need 2 storage facilities here. So what's the best way to do this? So let's go ahead and grab some modular storage. I think might be the best way to do this. I could use chests as well, to be honest. But I prefer to use modular storage. So that's what we're going to use. And there we go. So we're going to need to set up, actually one of these is going to be a black hole unit. I totally forgot about that. So one of them is going to be a black hole unit, and that's going to be where the final product is. And we're going to have a storage bus on the coal coke. This is where the coal coke will go. We will be setting this to negative priority so that only coal coke can travel into here. And we're going to set up an export bus right here, and this will tell us to export coal. And let's go ahead and throw some acceleration cards in there, and now I can go ahead and hook this up to my ME system outside. So actually I'm going to need 1 ME conduit and 1 conduit facade. There we go. And so let's do that right here. I should have dense covered cable on the other side, and I do. So let's put the conduit facade to make it look nice and neat, and now we can hook this up to the ME system by just dropping it straight down from right here, I think. So at some point the storage bus should kick up. Right now let's just tell it to hold cobblestone. That's not a big deal. Coal should be traveling into here. Let's grab some item conduit. That's going to be the next thing we're going to need, and some speed upgrades for that item conduit as well, if I can. I should have already had this prepared, but sorry. So the speed upgrade shouldn't take too long. I should have all of the things for the speed upgrades. What we're going to do here is we're going to be output on green. We are going to have some speed upgrades. This will be input on brown, and then the rest of them will be insert on green and output on brown. And let's actually grab the conduit probe here, and let's actually copy the settings, and then let's paste them to the rest of these guys. So these should get started here. The process is actually very slow in producing the coal coke. As you see, it's not going very quickly. If I didn't have this augment in, it would go quite a bit faster, and it would produce graphite ingots, which is not what we want. So let's get rid of those, and let's get rid of that final one as well. So let's see here. We should have some coal coke over here, and we should have some creosote oil over here. So that's fantastic. And let's go ahead and set this bus to store only coal coke. And then, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so the next thing that I need to do is I'm going to need to do something with this creosote oil, and that something is to infuse wood. So let's go ahead and grab the fluid infuser. This is just one of the ways you can do this creosote crafting. Another way is you can actually do it with just use the buckets. So let's look up the treated wood recipes, because that's what we're going to be making. So you can do it like this, but I'm going to prefer this method just because that way I don't have to use buckets. It just makes things a little less complicated. So once again, I'm going to be setting up this fluid infuser along this back wall here, and I think if I go ahead and set it up right here, that should be fine. And then on the other side of the fluid infuser, I am going to be setting up a sawmill to provide it with wood planks. So the sawmill will actually go right here, let's say, and let's make sure that these are getting power. They are. As we can see here, I have already upgraded this to the resonance level and put 4 augments in here, so it's going to be way faster than it needs to be. On the left, we need to have the primary output. On the top, I'm going to have the secondary output, and that will be sawdust, and that will be trashed. I'm just going to go ahead and trash the sawdust. I don't think I have any use for it. So, so where are we going to get the wood from? I actually have a black hole unit somewhere with a lot of oak wood. So we're going to put that right here, and we're going to auto input from the left side, and that should be able to go ahead and grab that wood. And so the wood planks should travel over here. So the next thing I need to do is let's go ahead and set up a fluid duct, and I can just use one simple fluid duct, and I don't have a servo. Let's go ahead and grab a servo. Might as well just grab the best servo we can, and we're going to attach this here and turn it on. So that should provide with the creosote oil. So now we should be getting some of these treated wood planks. So what I'm going to do now is let's go ahead and get a black hole unit, and let's put it, ideally I'd put it right here. And ideally that's not going to be a very good spot for us. So let's get some item duct or item conduit. Let's get item conduit. Actually, let's get item duct. That might be a little easier to set up here. And a servo. So what I'm going to do, and this is going to look just a little bit wonky, but that's okay. We're going to set this up to be extract out the front, and we're going to have a black hole unit with the treated wood planks be right here. And so now I need to hook up a storage bus to this. Like I said, this looks just a little bit wonky, but that's going to be okay. So we're going to attach the storage bus to the top. We are going to set it to negative priority, and we are going to set it to hold what it already has, which is the treated wood planks. So that's fantastic. So now I'm just going to drop down straight here to hook up that storage bus, and then run this across like so. So now I will have access to all of the treated wood planks in this black hole unit. So that's fantastic. Let's see, have we used all our creosote oil? Okay, let's actually add some speed upgrades to this. And I actually have them with me already. So let's throw this in. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So we're probably going to run dry on creosote oil, but that's not a big deal. This system will continuously make creosote oil and therefore treated planks until I run out of wood, which is going to be a while, as I have 263,000. And this came from my super old wood farm at this point, at my old base. So the next thing I want to do is I actually want to make refined fuel. And I want to make refined fuel because refined fuel is something that supposedly I can use in the diesel locomotives. So the diesel locomotives can actually accept many different types of fuel, and one of them should be refined fuel. So to make refined fuel, I need fractioning stills and some oil sand or oil gravel. Actually, I don't think that's what it's called, but I do have oil sand from my void ore miners, and I built fractioning stills. So let's go ahead and start to set this up. Let's just go ahead and set these fractioning stills up, say, right here and here. What we're going to do is let's do input on the left side, and I have already fully upgraded them. This augment right here just increases the amount of liquid that you get from some of the crafts. For example, so if I look up crude oil and look at the crafting recipe, and actually I want just this recipe. So normally you would get 150 buckets or millibuckets worth of naphtha if you provide it with 200 millibuckets of crude oil. However, if you use the reflex column, you actually get 200 millibuckets. So I am using the reflex columns in both these fractioning stills. So what we're going to do here is input from the left. We're going to do secondary output to the top, and we're going to do primary output to the right. And I'm going to have this one be exactly the same. So I actually do need another black hole unit. Looks like I didn't quite have enough of these things. So let's get one more of them. It shouldn't take but a second to craft. There we go. I will probably storage bus these up at some point, but I'm not going to worry about that right now, I don't think. So I'm going to attach an export bus right here to export oil sand into there. And let's go ahead and grab another facade and another ME conduit, so that I can hook this up to the ME system from out here. So let's do it right here. Once again, I do have that dense covered cable outside. And for a second there, I thought it put it in the wrong spot, but it put it in the right spot. So let's just run this across. And okay, so this is going to be a little bit wonky, but that's okay. And then we can run it down like so. So this should start exporting oil sand at some point in the near future. I do need another black hole tank over here, it looks like, to hold the refined fuel, but that's fine. And for right now, I'm not going to be doing anything with that refined fuel, so I'm just going to store it in this black hole tank. At some point in the future, I will need to move this, but that's fine. So let's put that there. Anytime now. Okay, it says it's online. Oh, you know why? Because I forgot the magma crucible step. Yeah, first we need to magma crucible the oil sand, and then it becomes crude oil. Sorry about that. And we can just go ahead and put this right here. Input from the left, output to the right. And it's actually good that I did this wonky little setup here, because now I have room for my... And that's not the right thing. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so now we should have crude oil. That should turn into naphtha, and the naphtha should turn into refined fuel, which we should have over here. So that's fantastic. Let's see here. Okay, cool. So it looks like it processes 150 millibuckets at a time over here, and this one does 200 millibuckets at a time, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, that's fantastic. So now we have refined fuel to use in our locomotives in the future. So the last part of today's episode is going to be setting up the actual machines that I need from the mod Immersive Railroading to actually build the stuff that we need to lay track and to build the locomotives. So I actually have all that stuff already in this chest. And let's actually empty out our inventory for right now. And I'm going to keep this stone around just because I might need that. Okay, so the first thing that we need is the Immersive Railroading manual. And this is actually very simple to craft. It's just a book and steel, and then the large wrench. And this is also very simple to craft, and it is just steel. So all of these blocks here come from either regular Minecraft, or they come from the mod Immersive Engineering, as the mod Immersive Railroading is derived from Immersive Engineering. I actually don't think that's a hard dependency, though, so you can have, I believe, Immersive Railroading without having Immersive Engineering installed. But it's nice to have it installed. Okay, so this manual, what it allows you to do is it actually allows you to place down the machines if you have the correct blocks in your inventory. And to cycle through the machine, there are 5 different machines. And to cycle through the machines that you can craft, you just hold shift and then right click. And then it changes the machine. So the first machine I'm going to be laying down is actually the casting basin. I think it's just called casting. So that should, I think, go right here. And actually, let's not do that one yet. Let's do, you know what? I already have the stuff in my inventory. Let's go ahead and do that. So I think I'm supposed to put that right here. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so clearly I'm wrong with something. So let's actually get rid of all of this stuff out of my inventory real fast. So I don't think I'm trying to put that in the right spot is what my problem is, because I measured everything out previously. Okay, so I'm trying to think. It must go right here. Right? Yeah, it's got to go right here, right? Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, so it went ahead and crafted, and as you can see, cool, I did put it in the right spot. Right now it's not formed up. It does look kind of cool even though it's not formed up, but to form this up, to actually make it into a usable machine, I should just have to right click it with my hammer here, and I think it crashed. Yep, it crashed. Okay, so I will be right back in just a moment. So unfortunately, when it crashed, it didn't actually form the machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay down the rest of the machines, and then I'm going to try to form them up at the end. Hopefully it actually works at some point, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and get rid of the stuff that I don't need for right now. And then let's go ahead and grab the next stuff. So this is for the smallest machine here, and I believe that that machine goes right here. So let's go ahead and go to the, I think it's the boiler machine. Should go right here. So let's get rid of this block right here. And let's place that stuff down there. So cool. So there's the boiler machine. Actually, I think I wanted that. I think I wanted that to be one to the left. Let's actually get rid of all this stuff and grab it back, and then try this again, because I don't want it to be up against that other machine. I'm not convinced it was supposed. I might have laid things out just not so great. So let's just go ahead and put it where I originally had it intended. So I might move it in the future. But anyways, let's grab the next stuff. This will be the steam hammer, I believe. And that can go just about anywhere, as this is a very small machine here. So let's go ahead and, yeah, let's go ahead and put it right here. And that's cool. So the next thing would be the, I think it's not the plate machine, not the casting, not the boiler. Okay, so I went right past it. It's this right here. Actually, you know what? Let's do that one last, because I know that I need to make room for that. Let's do the plate machine next. And the plate machine goes right here. So let's get rid of this block right here. Okay, so there's the plate machine. It is a very large machine, obviously. Okay, so it looks like I actually messed up the location of my casting basin here. Yeah, I definitely did. That should have been one to the left, I think. I don't think I actually have room for this now. Nope. I do have room for this. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right here. Nothing should be, oh, I don't like that one bit, actually. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up all of this stuff and move it one to the left. Just so it's not up against this machine right here. And once I have that done, I will be right back. So I have all of my machines plotted out now in their proper locations, and let's go ahead and try to form this up one more time. If it does crash again, I'm going to have to investigate why it is crashing, but I have a super small idea here. I think that maybe we're supposed to right click on the heavy engineering blocks in any of these machines. So I'm going to try this one more time, and it crashed again. So I will be back after I've investigated what's going on here. So I think I kind of sort of figured out what was going on. There seems to have been a positional conflict between the mods Immersive Railroading and Ender.io. It seems that the massive capacitor that I have underneath my base and actually above my base at some points as well seemed to be conflicting with the machines that I'm trying to form with the mod Immersive Railroading. So what I went ahead and did was I moved them all out here, and let's go ahead and form up the last machine by just right clicking on it with the wrench, and that's how everything should form up. And these machines all will need power, and I will hook them up to power between episodes. They all have a point to where I need to hook that up to power, and then I can get off and rolling with the mod Immersive Railroading. I will probably end up building a building around all of these machines, but I really wanted them to be over there, but I just couldn't get it to work every time I tried to form them up. With the wrench, the client side would crash. The server side was fine. It didn't seem to affect it at all. But yeah, that's kind of annoying, but yeah, and I couldn't find anything on the internet as far as other people having the same type of issue as I am having right now. But that's okay. I'll just build a building over here. I'll get the infrastructure I need over here. And then next episode, I can get off and rolling and hopefully building some cool things from the mod Immersive Railroading, because it seems to be a really, really cool mod. So in today's episode, I set up some stuff in that building over there. I set up a refined fuel refinery, essentially. So I'm getting refined fuel from oil sand. And then I'm also getting creosote oil, which gives me treated wood planks, which I will need to lay down some rails from the mod Immersive Railroading. And then I set up the 5 machines that I will need to actually build the rails and the locomotives from the mod Immersive Railroading. So anyways, if you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to drop a like down below. And if you enjoy watching automation type stuff in modern Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.